You. Welcome, everyone, to a lovely Monday morning. Commit to you. Commit to you. That's what we're talking about today. You have decided that you're going to live in conscious alignment with the law. That was your decision. As Neville Goddard would say, you bought the pearl of great price. Now, commit. Commit to you. Oh, but Angela, I'm afraid of commitment. Oh, pish posh. That is just old way of thinking. Why would you want to commit to you? If you say, I'm going to change my life, why not commit to you? Are you not important? Are you not valuable? Well, last I checked, according to law, you were. You are. So today, take some time when you gaze into the mirror and make a commitment to yourself. What are you committing to? You are committing to the fact that you said, you know, I'm going to live by way of law. I mean, I'm already in alignment with law. So I want to do so with my eyes wide open, my heart wide open. Why? Because the moment you have an image of what it is you are creating in your life, whether that be a spiritual encounter, whether that be a new career, a new business, it is irrelevant what it is. When you commit fully, you are polarized where? In the direction of the thing you say you are creating. And what happens to you when you commit to it and you stay polarized in that direction? Well, opportunities. Oh no, let me use my favorite word, coincidences. Oh my God, what a coincidence. Mm-hmm. Coincidences. All of a sudden, out of the blue, you get an idea that's like, well, I said I was going to do this business. And look at that. Look at how many people I'm encountering that require what I say I'm going to be doing. Hmm. Well, I've always been scared to put a price tag on things. What if they don't want it? See what happens the minute you commit? You begin to hear things. You begin to hear things. But because you know better now, you have the ability to banish those kinds of thoughts. Why? Because you know that when you speak it into existence, it is done. It's done. So you follow through with your ideas. You follow through with your, oh my God, coincidences or synchronicities. You know what that is by way of law, isn't it? Correspondence. So you follow through. Follow through because you are pointed in the direction that you say, ah, change is over here. I employed the law of polarity. I saw where I was and what I was doing, and it was unsatisfactory. So I decided I'm going to do this, and I'm going over here. And because you made that decision, things present themselves for you to take advantage of. Things present themselves for you to take advantage of. And of course, sometimes there's a hiccup in the road. Of course, there is. But what are you going to do with that? Are you going to look at that hiccup and have it put a stick in your spokes? Or will you look at it and interpret it for what it is? Ah, I see you. You don't belong here because you don't match who I say that I am. And because it doesn't match, what do? Relinquish it. You continue to polarize yourself in the direction you say your change is in. You're sure you're scared. Who isn't? But because you're scared, you don't turn your back on it. You keep going. You make that commitment. Make the commitment. It's important that you do. When you make that commitment, you understand, you're polarizing yourself in the direction you say you want to go in. Opportunities will present themselves. And like I said, because we have these fancy words, coincidences and synchronicities, oh my God, right? And if something should present itself that doesn't look like what you said, it doesn't match, recognize it for what it is so that you can say, I see you, but you don't have control over me. I have control over this situation. That is what you do time and time again. Because always remember, whichever direction you are polarized in, those are the experiences that you will encounter. If you see a roadblock, there will be one. If you see a stepping stone, it will be one. So, however you see it is what it has to be. How else do you know what you're looking at? Hmm? Will you allow yourself to be manipulated by your emotions? Interpret them, look at them and see what they are. See what they're telling you. They're telling you you're no longer pointed in the direction that you say you want to be in. Let's be practical. You're fretting and you're pacing and you're freaking out. You're not pointed in the direction you say you want to be, and you are no longer polarized in that direction. So, what are you guaranteed to encounter? Oh, obstacles. And then what will you say? You know you're guaranteed to say, oh my God, the world is against me. The world is not against you. The world has no time for you. You must commit to the change you say you are making. You don't cower at change. You are the one initiating the change. So, by way of the law of causation, because you are initiating that change, what is the effect? What you say it is. And of course, for some who do not believe the law, whether you believe it or not is irrelevant. The law is not asking to be believed, it is asking you to experience it in action. We keep looking for the stars to align, for the planets to align. They do that all on their own volition by way of law. They don't need you. You are required to commit to the change you say you are making. If that means you are setting a new rhythm in your life, well, that means you're going to do what? The new action the same way every time. Period. The new action the same way every time. That is the new rhythm you are creating in your life. More structure, which means a day planner. You will get these ideas the moment you commit. Well, nothing ever works out anyway, so why try? Well, you've committed to that, and you can totally know what to expect from that. But what if what if I commit and it still doesn't work out? What does the law of causation say? If you know the cause, you can predict the effect. The law is always successful. Good, bad, or indifferent, it is always successful. It is, however, up to you to choose the direction of your success. That's it. Once you claim it, once you say, aha, that, I am that, what does that behave like? What does that think like? Begin to do those things because you said you are them. This is the whole purpose. We don't have time to contradict ourselves. When you contradict yourself, you delay yourself. Dr. Bruce Lipton described it as driving with your foot on the gas and the brake at the same time. Well, you're using a lot of energy, but you're not getting anywhere. So make a commitment. You either are stopping, which the law of vibration says you can't do anyway, because nothing stands still. You are either doing what you've always done, or you are doing the new. This is what it is. So today, if you find yourself on the fence, if you find yourself on the fence because you might be a little bit scared, know this. It's okay to be scared. You're human, aren't you? And it's okay to be a little scared. But if you remain afraid without putting fear into perspective, what are you doing? What is fear telling you? Fear is telling you, "Oh, I've never done this before," or "I've tried this so many times and it's never worked before. What makes this time different? What if I get laughed at? What if I make the wrong choice?" That's what fear is telling you. But what does law say? The law says, what do you want? Do you have a clear image of that? A clear image is always going to be the end, the final result. That's what you want. But you see, we want to build the pieces because we're scared. What is the final result? What is that? The end product. You don't say, "I'd like 100 yards of velour. I'd like 100 yards of rayon, please." No, you say, "Oh, there's my dress." But the dress that you want comes together what? You see the image of the dress, do you not? You see yourself wearing the dress. You feel the material on your skin. You hear the whispers of people as you walk by. My, what a dashing figure she cuts in that dress. You experience the glow that you have in that dress. That is the end. That is what you say you want. Now allow it because it is already done. How do you know it's already done? The image is in your mind. And once the image is in your mind, it is recreated by way of law of correspondence, as within, so without. But the only reason why you're scared is because, what if I'm wrong? I just don't know. Stop it. It's okay to feel that way. But what we do not allow is that fear to rule you because it is just a feeling. And that feeling is telling you something. What is it telling you? It's telling you you're not pointed in the polarized direction, you say. It's telling you, get your image clear. That's what it's telling you. That feeling of fear is not telling you whether the thing is possible or impossible. You already know it is possible because you have the image in your mind. And so long as the image is there, it can be recreated. It's a blueprint. That's why the end is important. And I know that some things look like the end. Some things look like the end. For instance, Neville Goddard, the story of the painter, who was like, "Well, I really want to be a painter, but in order for me to be a painter, I have to win the lottery." Is that the end? Or is the end creating the paintings and doing so without a care in the world? That is the end. You're creating, you're doing. See the end. That's why you commit. You commit because the image is there. The law doesn't ask you, "Okay, here's what we're going to do. Do you have the seeds ready? Do you have that plot of land ready to plant your garden?" No, the law's not not doing that. The law's not asking you that. The law says, what harvest do you want to reap? That's what the law is asking. What harvest do you want to reap? Do you or do you not taste the harvest already? Well, then that is what you plant. It must correspond. The seeds you plant must correspond with the harvest that you say. The harvest will come in. So commit to the harvest, to the end. Commit to you. You are the one that makes this work. Or, in the words of Neville Goddard, you are the operant power. That line in Jerry Maguire, this doesn't work without you. You know, when Regina King is talking to Cuba Gooding Jr., this doesn't work without you. Well, life doesn't work without you committing. Go all in. The pearl of great price. Go all in. Let us take a brief moment to welcome everyone to the space, shall we? I see a new name. Let's start with YouTube today. Hello, David, darling. Oh, well, greetings. Is it Renee? Renee Green. I've never said your name before. Welcome to the space, darling. Empress Ella Shea Butter. Cyber Queen Red Pill. The Better Man, Sonia, and Anot. I see you all. And on Facebook, we have Indy. I see you. Replay Gang. Hey, hey, I see you. Tiffany and Javion are here on Twitter. Roo, hey. I don't see Jeff yet. Or Cuddles. But they're part of the Replay Gang also. Fanbase, who's here? We have Triple S, KZ, Summer Rose, Coach, Miss McQueen, Flo Smiles, Zola. I don't see my beautiful Yolanda. I don't see her yet. I don't see Matthias either, but he messaged me. He's been burning the midnight oil. Lovely young man. He's committed to the change that he said he wants in his life. Huh? You see? You see how we do it? When you commit to that change, you are going all in. You know that popular aphorism we say, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Well, that's great if you're collecting eggs in the morning from the chickens. Flo Smiles. She's gone again. Ah, there you are, darling. You're back. Smoking, I see you. You know, they tell you don't put all your eggs in one basket. Listen, that works, right? Sure. Because heaven forbid you should trip and fall and bust all the eggs open. But is that not fair? Sure, you can diversify. But are you going to say, are you going to know that your chickens always give you a beautiful supply of eggs? Where in there, if they give you a beautiful supply of eggs, are they breaking? Hmm? Did you not say you get a beautiful supply of eggs from your girls every day? Yes, you sure do. So then, why the fear of collecting them? How many hands do you have? You have two. One to hold the basket and the other to put the eggs in. So go about your day. And everything will work out beautifully because that's what you said. Commit to the change. Cyber says he doesn't have a backup plan because he doesn't expect failure. You see, that is also another popular aphorism we have floating around out there, right? Um, isn't it something about expecting the best but preparing for the worst? Something mad like that? Wait, what? Do you see contradiction in the law? I'm just curious. Do you see contradiction in the law? What does the law say? Well, let's go through them. Mentalism. The all is mind. The universe is a mental creation. Correspondence, as within, so without, as above, so below. What does that tell you? Everything matches. You don't get oranges above you and apples below. There's no contradiction in the law. So if there's no contradiction in the law, why do we contradict ourselves? Oh, but I really want this to happen in my life. I really, really want this to happen. I need it to happen, or else my life won't work out. That is the old way of thinking. Andrea, darling, I see you. That is the old way of thinking. What does the law say? The universe is a mental creation. So if it is a mental creation, the image that you hold in your imagination, in your mind's eye, that is what you are recreating. That's what you're recreating. That's the image in the mind. So the image there, just like the photocopier, has to be the same image that comes out the feeder. No? Well, you go put something on the glass of a photocopier and tell me what happens when you hit copy. Whatever is on that glass or whatever you put into the manual feeder or the automatic feeder, when it spits it out, it has to be what you put in there. You have to reap what you have sown. So this is why when you commit to the outcome, the image, the final image, when you commit to that, what are you guaranteed to get? You reap what you've sown. But Angela, you don't know how many times I've tried. Listen, we don't try to live life. It is either we are living it or we are not. What did Yoda just say? Do or do not. There is no try. We don't try, y'all. We do or we do not do. But I'm so desperate for this, Angela. Ah, what are you planting? The moment you recognize, because polarity will ask you, where are you now and what are you doing? If you honestly admit to polarity that you are desperate, what will polarity tell you? I see where you are. Now, where would you prefer to be and what would you prefer to be doing? Because if you plant desperation, what will you reap? Desperation. That's what you will reap. We say it all the time. Desperate times call for desperate measures. What else is it going to call for? Can't plant desperation and get calm. It doesn't work that way. It must correspond. So, how do you get rid of desperation? By recognizing that the root of desperation is fear. And remember, the law doesn't deal with feelings, the law deals with fact. But you must be honest with yourself. If you are honest with yourself, when you look at your list of where you are and what you're doing, you will answer honestly for where you want to be and what you want to be doing. Because you can only recreate. Hmm? So you have to make that commitment today. Are you worth it? Baby, you know I'm worth it. Yes, you are. Not because I say so, but because it is law. Whether you think you can or you cannot, you're right. Henry Ford, quoting the law, but of course. It is up to you. If you know that you are worth it. Yeah, but my mother said, your mother made a projection. Your mother felt unworthy on the inside. And thus, because she felt unworthy, she had to live a life that proved her unworthiness. And thus, that is all she could teach you. That's not her fault. That's not your fault. It's just that she didn't know any better. Right? So, how can you take up that burden and walk with it? Because you heard from somebody that you were of no value, because you heard from somebody that you'll never amount to anything, or, ooh, that's too expensive, because you heard that. Listen to what it is. You heard it. Where did it come from? Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. It is law. So that's what's inside of them. They can only tell you who they are. They cannot tell you who you are. That has to come from within you. So if you take up what they say, if you accept what they say instead of interpreting what they say, now you will live according to it because you've accepted it. You've committed to it. That's what we do with our lives. We allow people to say what they want. But if I now tell you, look in the mirror and say what you want to be for yourself, but that's too hard, Angela. It's too hard for you to commit to yourself, but you will commit to something that somebody said and they don't even know you? Oh, you will give others credence over who you should be, who you say you want to be, because you love them? Who do you love more? Who do you love? Are you sure? Who do you love more? The one in the mirror or the one whispering to you? You must commit to you and your change. You must. Because we can no longer allow feelings to rule us. Feelings are simply messages. Incoming message. That's what feelings are. They are telling you something. They're telling you something. It is up to you to interpret the feeling, not run with it. Interpret it. What's it saying? But if you take the feeling as fact, now it has to become fact. Sherelle. Ah, Yolanda. You hear me today? The moment you accept that feeling as fact. Oh, but I'm scared. I'm so worried. What if? What if I'm wrong? But I've always made bad decisions my whole life. Okay. Where are you now? What are you doing? Well, you know, Polarity, I've always made bad decisions. Polarity says, tell me more. What bad decisions have you always made? Speak to me in specifics, not generalizations. And then you say, well, you know, I've always done this. Ah, what would you prefer to be doing instead? You see, we speak to ourselves in generalizations. I always do that. Do what? Name it. Look at it. And if it's no longer appealing to you to live that way, then commit to the change. Commit to the change. Because you, at the end of the day, If you remain agitated, frustrated, what kind of life is that? Oh, but alas, Angela, I've been this way for 40 something years. And so you want the other 40 something to be the same? Well, it'll be the same if you continue doing the same thing. You must reap what you've sown. So you must do something new. And if you do something new, if you live a new way, then you must experience something new. But that something new that you experience is not going to be a surprise. No. You don't plant corn and then go outside in the backyard and then, oh my God, I grew corn. Uh, um, it's expected. Now, if you plant corn and you get carrots, whew, we gonna have a problem. Now you can be surprised. But it doesn't work that way. The law corresponds. So it doesn't matter what situation it is in your life. Today, what is that situation? Whisper it to yourself. Because polarity is asking, where are you now and what are you doing? Be honest. Don't look. We are so hard on ourselves. If I could be privy to your most inner conversation, would I clutch my pearls? Probably. What are you saying to yourself? Do you not know when you speak to yourself, words do not return unto you void? They are seeds that you project outward into the womb. I'm just not just talking about one-off seeds. We don't do one-off things, do we? We are persistent in what we do. It is our nature to be persistent and consistent. We do the same thing the same way every time. So chances are that inner conversation that you're having with yourself, and we always know how it goes, don't we? We know how it goes. And we do it boldly, don't we? But you don't live my life, Angela. You don't know what it's like. No, I don't know what yours is specifically like. But the funny thing about humanity is they're all the same. They have a particular design. So if you know one, you know them all. But of course. So today, make the commitment to your change. Make the commitment to your change. As I said, it's okay to be scared. We're human. But put it in its place. We're usually afraid because we don't know how it's going to turn out. But cause and effect tells you exactly how it will turn out. And the law always works in the same way. You reap what you have sown. There are no surprises. So if you say, look, I'm going to get up every day and I'm going to do this new thing because I am a new person. You don't wait to become new. You are new the moment you make the decision, I'm a new man. The minute you make that decision, I'm a new woman. I have a new attitude. Don't make me sing. I got a new attitude. Yeah, the moment you decide you have a new attitude, well, then you must begin to do it. Because it is what you say you are, isn't it? It must correspond. And you don't just do it today. You don't have a new attitude today. Your new attitude is your new way of being. So you must get up and do the new every single day. Because it is who you say you are. But you see, Angela, Neville Goddard says I don't have to lift a finger to make it so. He is correct. You have to lift your whole body. Not a finger, but your whole body. You're a new man? Walk like a new man. talk like a new man. You want to learn something, remember your mirror neurons. Your mirror neurons are always on, they don't take a break. So if you say, well, look, that person, I like their confidence. Remember, you have eyes, you can see them. Your subconscious mind sees the confidence, and if that's what you want, and you confirm, I like that confidence, mirror neurons begin to prime you for confidence. So start behaving as if you are confident. Neville Goddard says it's a new pair of shoes. Nobody knows you're wearing a brand new pair of shoes. Do you walk around with a sign on your back that says, I'm wearing a new pair of shoes today? Or like a new driver, they have new driver on the back of their window. Hmm. Listen, it's either you have the confidence or you do not. You practice it. You don't fake it. Practice your confidence. What does that even mean to fake it till you make it? No, practice confidence. Where? Well, where do you say you lack it? I can't look people in the eye, Angela. Well, the next person you encounter, look at them for 2 seconds. Anything more than that might be considered staring. 2 seconds. You know what that does? You know what that does? It makes you say, oh my God, I just looked somebody in the eye for a whole 2 seconds. Let me do it again. So what does that do? It reminds you, you said you were confident. And look, you're behaving as if you were confident. The next person and the next person, you're looking at everybody in the eyes. Next thing you know, you're speaking to people. My, that confidence didn't just materialize out of thin air. You spoke it into existence. You gave it life. So it is the same way if you say, oh, nobody ever listens to me. Oh, I'm well familiar with that one. Glass house. Nobody listens to me. Well, last I checked, you had 2 ears. So somebody's hearing you. Who's hearing you? Oh, the most rapt audience you will ever encounter. Yourself. So you're afraid to speak? Well, here's a way to practice. What do you know? Speak on that. What else are you going to speak on? As within, so without. You speak on what it is you know. You build your confidence that way, and then something beautiful happens from there. When you are curious about learning something else, what do? You learn it. Why? So you can speak on that. But hey, don't lift a finger. Pick up the book, though. The funny thing about polarity is this: it does not deal in feeling, it deals in fact. I know Neville Goddard says the feeling is the secret, but he's not talking about, do you hear the blood rushing in your ears because you're so excited? No. I met a woman yesterday on Clubhouse. She used to have scoliosis. She used to have cerebral palsy. She used to have many things. Keyword used to. She does not anymore. Why? Because, in her words, I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. So I started to command my body, and I was like, oh, sounds like the law of gender to me. Yes. She spoke it. She declared who she said she was. But I'm sure it wasn't easy. You haven't encountered cerebral palsy? My old mentor used to have cerebral palsy. I know what it was like. Just to watch him. So you understand today, when you make a commitment to yourself, listen, you are already committed. to yourself. But where? Where are you polarized? Mm, that's where you're committed. Listen, I understand that we get tired, especially when you've been doing one thing the same way for so long. Good God, it is exhausting, isn't it? I get that. So take a moment. Take a moment to recoup. Yes? Let me explain ebb and flow again to you today. You see, we think the ebb means we're doing nothing. When in actuality, the ebb is a most beautiful thing. I gave the example yesterday to a most beautiful person. You see, in the ebb, it's quite like a tsunami, right? We only see that big wave that comes in on the end, but the pullback, the gathering of strength, the more strength something gathers, the more energy it releases, the bigger it is. It is rhythm. The pendulum, the swing to the left has to match the swing on the right. So when you are in the ebb, what are you gathering strength to do? Hmm, this is part of that commitment now. Again, Danielle Spiegel, the CrossFit champion. Good God Almighty. Whew, hallelujah. I've never seen such beauty. The ebb is what? The 6 hours she spends in the gym that nobody sees. Nobody sees how many times she drops that sandbag. Nobody sees that. Nobody sees how many times she misses the clean and jerk or the snatch. Nobody sees that. The ebb is where you prepare yourself. That's what you're doing in the ebb. But where's the flow? Oh, it's guaranteed to come, isn't it? It's the law of rhythm. She's not just in the gym working on her fitness because, no, she made a commitment. She's the champion. She made a commitment. Of course, we see it more readily when people are in the gym, yes? Because that's right in your face. But then, let me say this, Cynthia. She trained for her triathlon. Oh, it felt like, let me tell you something. I know it was a challenge, but she put in the work. She put in the work. She trained because she saw herself cross the finish line. She knew she had already done that triathlon. But in the ebb is the part that nobody sees. You know, the actor who recites their lines day in and day out. hmm That's the ebb. You have to commit. Commit. Cyber says, what a stunning statement that was. Now I see why you were banned from the subreddit. I didn't mean to be banned from the subreddit, Cyber. It's just that, oh, it's. Ah, Luvozio. I see you, darling. This is the thing, right? Neville Goddard committed. He bought the pearl of great price. He bought the pearl of great price. And he lived for what? Sharing the law and the promise. But he came at people in a way that they could understand, which is get what you want out of life. That's what he did. He taught people how to get what they want out of life. Not a thing wrong with that because he saw a need. He saw a need, and that is what he did. But you see, the thing with people is this when we get what we want out of life, right? Sometimes we forget the purpose of life. This is why he wrote the law and the promise. Get what you want, but remember that it is not the getting of a thing. Your life is not better or worse if you do or do not have. I know that's a little bit hard. It is the knowing that you can create that makes life. It is the knowing that you can create your ideal life. Oh God, I just whistled. Whew. 5 millimeters of a gap will do that to you every time. It is the knowing that you can create that makes your life better. And when you know that you can create, well, you can't make it worse, can you? No, you can't. You fix it. You can look at it and go, oh, snap. I see what I've been creating this whole time. Well, that no longer works for me. I am creating a new way. But you see, when you don't know the law, oh my God, the world is against me. As I've told you before. Oh, a Sonia, darling, it's all right. Just catch it on the replay. Right? When you commit to the fact, oh my goodness, I'm applying the law consciously. See the end result. That's what I'm creating. Right? You don't tell the realtor, you know, I'll have an acreage. What now? He'll just look at you like, and that's what he'll look at you with. What is it that you want? The end result. I'll have that house on the hill. Okay, and what kind of life are you making for yourself? That is the end result. A life of ease where I get up in the morning and I'm doing what I love and I'm not worried about a thing. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be all right. That's the kind of life you're creating? Well, then, if that's the life you're creating, commit to that life. And what happens when you're polarized in that direction? Opportunities, people that you can take full advantage of, not exploit in the negative. The people and situations that come along because there are 8 billion of us and everybody has to play their part. I will always remember this story that Neville Goddard told. This person was teaching on a radio program. And one they said they wanted, they wanted a house for their family. Cyber, you know this story. If I miss anything, tell me. And they knew what they wanted, yes? Hello, Daryl. This is my brother Daryl, and this is my other brother Daryl, Bob Newhart. Sorry. Like a squirrel. So, anywho, he's telling the story. This person is giving a radio show, and they do it every single day. And they said, well, I would love a house. And so Neville Goddard told them, live in the end. And then, surely, a letter comes in the mail. And in that letter, it says, Dear such and such, I've left you a house. What? Listen, if you weren't wearing adult diapers, you would be now. I probably would have pooped my pants. Right? This is what he wanted. And the person bequeaths them a house in the will. Why? Because they like what they taught every single day. And they just wanted to show their gratitude. That's what they did. And you know, this house was everything they wanted. Hmm. He didn't know how the house was going to come about. He had no idea. But he committed. He just got up every day and did what he always did. That's the condensed version of the story, right? Did he have to lift a finger? He lifted his whole body. He got up every morning and he did what he always did. He didn't sit on his couch and wish for the best. He did what he loved. Because when you're pointed or polarized in the direction of where you say you want to go and how you're living your life, then opportunities present themselves. And you, because you are paying attention, will clutch your pearls and say, what a coincidence. This must be birds before land. But you see, you don't be distracted by those things. Oh, Angela, distracted? That's right. Which means what? You don't remove your focus from where you say you are and put your focus elsewhere. We're never distracted, we're always focused. It's just a matter of where are you focused. You stay the course. Oh, but it's not here yet. It's not here yet. Hold, hold. You hold the line. And when the opportunity presents itself, take full advantage of it. But if you're busy complaining, you understand, you won't see the opportunity. Why not? Because you are polarized in the direction of obstacle. So, how can you see opportunity when you are polarized in the direction of obstacles? That's what happens when you complain. Complain is filled with feelings and emotions, aren't they? But what does the law do? The law moves by way of fact, not feelings. You see, we get it confused sometimes. When we practice feeling your thoughts, when you bring up a sensation, you know what that sensation is. Do you know? You know what it is. Because if I tell you, bring up a sensation of sorrow, we've all lost someone or something. So we know what sorrow feels like. You know what sorrow feels like. This is why people say, well, I don't know what it's like. I don't know what it feels like to not have to worry about bills. I don't know what that feels like. You see, where's the focus in that sentence? They don't know what it feels like, but you're missing that word. You don't know. You don't know. But what do you know? Has there ever been anywhere in your life that you felt satisfaction? Do you know what satisfaction feels like? Or are you too busy singing Mick Jagger? Do you know? That's what Neville Goddard is speaking about. So that when he says, give it a feeling, the tones of reality, he's telling you, what do you know? Listen, we all know relief, don't we? That's what he says. Relief is the most keenly felt sensation in the body. It doesn't matter if that relief was you making it home and hitting the potty and peeing after a long drive. That, see that feeling of relief? It does not matter where you generate that feeling of relief from. The question is, do you know the feeling of relief? And if you know the feeling of relief, you can call it up at any time. This is why feeling is the secret. It is not the feeling, it is, do you know the feeling? Hmm. The better man says, I've been having serious knee pains at night and daytime. Bending it caused so much pain. I figured since I'm sitting at least 10 hours a day in a tractor trailer, it was due to not moving it. So now he's practicing the law of vibration. I'm bending my knees as exercise and withstanding the pain, and I notice it's getting better. Everything moves, nothing stands still. Hmm. Nothing stands still. So now he's bending and exercising the knees. Now see your life with ease. See your body is moving freely. And now he'll have to move those knees, won't he? So you see, the better man, well done. I want you to think about that for a moment, the correlation between those two things. I'm having pain here. And I don't know if you noticed the better man, but you also used polarity. Listen, you're always using all of them at the same time because there's only one law, but you split them out into seven so that you can understand them easier. You see, you also employed the law of polarity. You said, "Where am I now? What am I doing? Ow, my knee hurts." That's where you are. What are you doing? Driving all day. Where do you want to be and what do you want to be doing? Where do you want to be without pain? So, what do you want to be doing? Moving that knee. So, what did you do? Went from not moving to moving. Oh, do you see how simple it is? For as above, so below. If everything vibrates, everything is moving above you. So then allow things to move below you. Do you see now how it may seem trivial, but it is called living and applying the law in every situation? The better man, thank you for that. You know why? Because it shows people how simple it is if you align with the law. Ow, my knee hurts. That's where he is now. What are you not doing? So, or what are you doing? I'm not moving my knee. I'm working and I'm sitting in the same position. That's what I'm doing. So, what do you want to do instead? I want to move my knees. Because why? Where do I want to be? Pain free or moving with ease would be the better way to say it. I want to move with ease. So, when he first started out, it wasn't with ease, was it? But the ease had to show itself because the ease was already there. Brilliant. Cyber, I sometimes feel like we're just predicting rather than actually manifesting. A lot of things had been long lined up and just waiting for me to be prepared to receive it. Let me say that again. I sometimes feel like we're just predicting rather than actually manifesting. Every cause has its effect, and every effect its cause. When you know the cause, you can do what, Cyber? Predict the effect. When you know the cause, you can predict the effect. Here is this. If you tell me, "Angela, I am planting a yellow fleshed seeded watermelon in my garden," I can predict what you'll be eating by fall. Is it not a manifestation? Is it not a manifestation? Yes. Cyber, the house was probably in their will years before you decided you wanted a new home. It makes me question true free will. Your steps are ordered. Ah, you see, this is the law of rhythm, right? Of course, the house was probably in the will, but because He got up every day and he gave his radio broadcast. That person was listening. Cause and effect. Remember, the ear is open, right? When that ear is open, then along comes wisdom to fill it. Those two things must correspond. So, because he was listening to that radio program for quite some time, he felt a particular way. He felt a particular thing to do. He had an intuitive thought. You should do this. And he did. Think about what if he did not do it? Oh, we have. Okay, we'll explain free will. What is will? Your intention. Your will is your intention, your intent. You are free to choose it. You don't have to. Deuteronomy 28. Today I put before you life and death. Choose life. You don't have to choose life, right? Nobody made him bequeath the house to the radio broadcaster. Nobody made him do it. Not a single person made him do it. He just did what he was going to do. Always. He was going to leave that house to somebody because he can't take it with him. Right? So he did what he felt guided to do. And because, here's the effect. So, because he was listening to that radio program for so long, that's what it was. He wasn't, you know, yes, cyber, in that aspect, it is cause and effect. Every cause has its effect, every effect, its cause. So that means that's what makes it finished. That's what makes creation finished in that sense. The cause has a way it's going to show itself, an effect. And the effect will cause you to do something else. And the cause will bring about a new effect, which will cause you to do something else. So it is an ongoing thing, but it is predictable. Every cause has its effect, every effect its cause. It can only work that way. Cause, effect. And that's what Neville Goddard means when he says that creation is finished. It's by way of law, causation. So when you do a cause, the effect is not a surprise. It is what it is. That's why it is already finished. That's why you have what it is you want already. Cause and effect. Does that make sense? Ah, Queen Red Pill suggested something for you, the better man. Glucosamine, elevate your legs while you're laying. Um, Slow bending movements. Ah, like in Tai Chi. See? Oh. Tai Chi Qigong, yes. Beautiful. Thank you, Queen Red Pill, for suggesting that. See, she's, and here's the thing, she doesn't just happen to be in the chat. There aren't any coincidences. She chose to be here. The better man chooses to be here. He chose to share. Cause, effect. This is why when you say you're creating a change, the moment you do the cause, the effect is there. But I don't know if it's going to turn out. It is already done because the cause has an effect that matches it every single time. And then it looks like destiny. Such fancy words. But that's exactly it, Cyber. The moment he said, I would love my house on the hill, dot, dot, dot. I see myself in that house on the hill, dot, dot, dot. Yes, the effect was the man who always listened to his radio program bequeathed him a house. Fancy that. And the first thing we say is, oh, what a coincidence. This is why when you commit to the cause, remember that word that Neville used, the operant power. You're the operator of your life. When you commit and you accept that you are the one, you are the cause. When you accept that, see, we're afraid to accept it. What if I get it wrong? What are you thinking? What are you saying to yourself? What effect are you creating? You see, would you prefer somebody else to live your life for you and to tell you how it should go? Or would you like to experience your own intentions? Hmm? Well, you can't experience your own intentions by relinquishing such intentions to somebody else. That is why you have to commit to you. It is not a bad thing to be accountable for your actions and your words and your thoughts. It is a very powerful thing. So today, my beautiful friends, have you committed to you? Have you committed to you? What are you waiting for? Remember, feelings will arise. They sure will, because we're human, aren't we? But will you allow your feelings to dictate your life, or will you interpret the message it's telling you? And then you choose how to act. For instance, somebody cuts you off in traffic, right? You go cuss them out because you feel wronged. Listen, I know there are some idiots on the road. Oh, yes, I know. I know. But will you allow the anger to rule you and make you act a fool? Or will you look at that anger and say, I see you, and then choose how to behave instead? Hmm. You want to encounter better drivers? All right, make it so. That's who you'll encounter. It's done. Cause and effect. Queen Red Pill. To the watchers in the background, commit to that like button, she says. I just love you. Listen, go forth today and make a commitment, because you are worth it. Not because I say you're worth it, not because anybody cares if you're worth it or not, but because the law says that you are. Where is the law saying that you're worth it? The law says to you, the all is mind. The universe is a mental creation, as within, so without, as above, so below. So, however you say you are, is what the law honors. So, for the love of God and all things, be the best, hey? Be the best. Mmm. Cyber. I remember one part from The Secret where the guy said, I always get the parking spot I want, implying that already having it caused that person to park there to leave just in time for his arrival. But of course, well, he's the cause, so he can predict the effect. But we keep waiting. We keep waiting for something miraculous to happen. Listen, you are the miracle. That's you keep waiting for the miracle to happen, when in actuality, you are the miracle. And there aren't any miracles, by the way. That's just a word we use because we didn't know the law is there. So it looks like coincidence. Oh my God. It was so miraculous. No, it was law. Remove the mystery. There aren't any mysteries, but I digress. Anywho, countdown initiated. Tiffany, meep. I see you, baby. I see you. And for the replay gang on Twitter, I see all of you. Cuddles, Jeff, DD. Ah, I see you. I see you. Thank you for being here. I love you. Twitter, 5, 4, 3. Much love, Twitter. Much love. Ooh, tonight we are with Lance. Our Bible story tonight. Don't clutch your pearls. Come now. Our Bible story tonight, where we're talking about the law, we are looking at King David and Absalom. Oh, yes. Now that I say that, Apple, I don't see you, darling. But perhaps he'll be part of the replay gang. That's what's going on tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't have a link to share just yet because somebody got the title to Lance a little late. Wonder who that is. Wonder who that could be. But you know how it is. That's what's going on tonight. Yeah? Remember to like, share, subscribe. Let's get the algorithm. Why is the algorithm important? Cause and effect. Because you like it and you share it and you subscribe, the other people who are looking for this information will come across it. Mind you, they've already come across it. That's what we do. Hey, Ruru. That's what we're doing. And if you like what we do here on the channel, consider becoming a member on YouTube or fan base and subscribing. A membership is 99 cents a month on YouTube if you want to do that. If you feel so inclined, or if you feel moved to send a donation, all that information is in my link tree on how to communicate with me. You can follow me on all of my social media platforms. Yes, your girl is now on Telegram. Hey, no, I'm not on Thread. Come on, man. I'm not there. Look how long it took me to get on TikTok. But I'm there, aren't I? What else is there? You can always email me because there's a little envelope. That's what that envelope is for. Like I said, there's a dollar sign if you want to donate, or if you want to do a super chat, or whatever moves you. Only you know. Whatever moves you. But I'll be here. If you would like one-on-one coaching and you say, but Angela, I can't afford $100. Please, that little envelope, just email me. For the love of God and all things. What have you decided to do? Have you decided to commit to your change? Yes, you want to commit to your change. But you say, there's a roadblock, Angela. There's $100 and I can't afford it. And do you think I will say to you, the party you're trying to reach is currently unavailable? You think I'll say that to you? No. Do you know why not? Because the law. That's why. And the other reason why I won't tell you no is because when you commit to changing your life and you see it happen, you think money is going to be an obstacle for you ever again. No. And then you'll tell your friends. Hmm. The long game, people. The long game. That's why I do what I do. Because when you watch your life change in every facet, whether it's your knees, whether it's your job, whether if it's your career, apply the law. That's why I come here every morning and I do it. Because who wants to live in frustration anymore? Psst, not this girl. No, thank you. No, thank you. So if I don't, that means you don't either. So I share the law every day so that you can apply it. I'm not here to tease you because the law doesn't tease anybody. I give it to you straight. No chaser. No rocks either, baby. Just straight. See how it works? Good. Anywho, I love you all. Yeah? I love you, Twitter. I'll see you again soon. Oh, Indigo King. Indigo King. I love you, Twitter. Let me do this. I got one hand that I'm working with y'all. One hand holding the mic. And Twitter is closed. I love you. See? Twitter is closed. Fanbase. I see you. Smoking. Flo Smiles. Summer Rose. Coach. KZ. Miss McQueen. Zola. And Yolanda. I see you all. Thank you for the love. Thank you for being here. It is always a pleasure to be with you every morning. Much love, fanbase. Much, much, much love. Fanbase is closed. Okay, Facebook and YouTube. I see you. I don't know if there's any more gravy in the bowl. Oh, Lord, it's 7 a.m. Well, 9 a.m. for you Eastern Standard Time people. Maybe 6 a.m. if you're Pacific Standard. And if you're UK time, you're 6 hours ahead. 1 p.m. in the afternoon for y'all's. Thank you all for being here. I do appreciate your time, your efforts, and your energy, you know. Indigo King, Luvozio, hey. Cyber Queen, Red Pill, the better man. David, Asonia, Andrea, Zola, Sugar Visions. I see you. And then Sherelle and Renee. I see you, baby. Empress, Ella, Shea Butter, Anod. And then, we have Zenobia. We have Beauty Queen Onika, the replay gang, Cheryl. Lolita, darling, I see you. That reminds me, Lolita, to remind everybody else who's in law school, how far are you into chapter 2? How far are you into chapter 2? Are you listening to the recording? Oh, you know where you can find those recordings now? Spotify. My Spotify logo is in my link tree. So you click on there and it'll take you right there. So you can listen to them there. So chapter 2 is up. Listen to that one. Get your questions in because it's almost that time for the live stream. So you got to get your questions in. Yes, Lolita. So please be reading chapter 2 for all of you that are in law school. Thank you for triggering that memory for me, Lolita. Yes. And so, Lolita, if you find that you need more assistance with coaching, DM me. That's part of law school for you. Oh, yeah, it sure is. So you see, all of these things, this is why I really love what the better man shared this morning about the law of vibration and his knees. Because we think, but listen, he also used correspondence as above, so below, right? I told you this already. The vibration, everything moves, nothing stands still. So he moved his knees because he saw where he was being still, right? I really enjoyed that this morning because it shows us how to apply the law in our everyday lives. Every single day, you realize we don't just live to manifest, right? Because we understand what manifestation actually is. We understand why a technique exists and which law that technique falls under. That's the difference, you know. That's the difference. That's what we do here. And like I say, sometimes I know things are challenging, but you don't beat yourself up because that is contrary. It leads you in the opposite direction from where you say you want to be. It polarizes you somewhere else. And you now know what it means when somebody says, you already have it. You know what that means because every cause has its effect. You see how that helps to ease worry? You see how it helps to ease fear and doubt? When you apply the law, those things can't stick around. The application of the law is a beautiful cause. And what does it create? A good life as an effect. Is it all rainbows and butterflies? Nah, man, sometimes you get ants in the mix. Sometimes you get bugs in the mix. But you see them for what they are. And you don't allow them to rule or ruin your day. That's the beauty of what we have with the law. How to live life in practical terms, in spite of what's going on around us. Because we see it, don't we? We see the madness. But, but, if you come out to Lance on Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, hey, we talk about current events. And Lance will ask me a question regarding a current event. And then he says, Angela, where's the law in that? How do we apply the law? Hmm, that's what it is. It's really important that we do that. Learn to apply the law. Hmm? Anywho, that's what I will leave you with on this fine morning. It is a beautiful Monday. The birds are already telling me their story. Oh, and the brownies. Oh, they turned out divine, didn't they? Yes. Yes, indeed they did. Mm-hmm. You don't know. Oh, whew, did they ever turn out beautifully? Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed they did. And the cherries. Mm. I gotta wait for somebody taller to come over to the house because I can't I can't reach the ones in the top. I can't reach the ones in the top. Listen, being 4'11", it has its benefits because I am pocket sized. You know, good things come in small packages, but I can't reach the top. So I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting because it's not a cherry tree like it is in Barbados. It's a different breed and species of cherry, so I can't climb that tree because it's not sturdy like the other ones. I'm sure there's a contraption I can make to to get the cherries from the top. I'm sure there is. Yes. But the Saskatoons, oh, I can reach those. They're more bendy. You can just pull that branch down. Oh, they're so tasty. Yeah. So that, my beautiful friends. Oh, Queen Red Pill. I'll see you this evening too. Yes, and you, I appreciate you as well, my beautiful darling. Yes, I do. So again, go forth and make that commitment. Make the commitment to your change in your life. And the moment you see the end, oh, that's the cause. So, what is the effect? Your best life. It'll show itself. And as I said, sure, we may have things in the road, but it's a matter of perspective. Is it a stumbling block or is it a stepping stone? That depends on you and your perspective of it. You are meant to be successful because the law only deals in success. How do you know? Because you reap what you sow. Every single time. Mentalism, correspondence, vibration, polarity, rhythm, causation, gender. You know what gender is? Your will, your intention is projected consciously into your subconscious mind. And what do you get back? Which is, where does it go? That subconscious mind is feminine. It accepts what you plant in it and it gives you an experience. So if you plant good thoughts and good seeds towards yourself in those inner conversations, you know what you will reap. You know exactly what you'll reap. But if you sit there and you browbeat yourself and you tell yourself how not successful you are, how not good enough you are, then you're going to be surprised when you don't see opportunities. How can you be surprised? Every cause has its effect. So apply your causes wisely based upon the effect you would like to experience. And you will be presented with opportunities. And when you see them, you will say, what a coincidence. How serendipitous. But it is law. It is law. Apply it and change your life today. Commit to that change. I love you all, and I will see you again tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Lance Scurv for King David and Absalom. That's what we're talking about tonight. I better read that story. I remember bits and pieces, but I better read that story and take my notes so I can tell you all about it by way of law. Much love to you all. Much love, Ms. M.